The first hour of your morning is either training you to win or setting you up to lose before the day even begins.
Every day starts the same way, but not every day ends the same way. The difference is the morning. Most people wake up already behind, already reacting, already tired. They don't start the day starts them. But listen carefully. If you win the morning, you win control. And when you control the morning, you control the day. Your morning decides your focus, your discipline, your energy. And most people never even notice they're losing it. They think the problem is the job. They think it's the stress. They think it's the world. But the truth is, they lost the day before the day even began. Not at noon, not at night. They lost it in the first 5 minutes. Because the way you wake up is the way you live. If your morning is chaotic, your mind will be chaotic. If your morning is weak, your discipline will be weak. And if your morning belongs to others, your life will too. Now think about this. The first thing you touch in the morning is the first thing that touches your mind. And whatever touches your mind first sets the tone for everything that follows. Most people don't wake up. They fall into the day. They fall into noise. They fall into urgency. Before they choose who they want to be, the world chooses for them. And it happens so quietly, so slowly, that they don't even notice the moment they lost control. They think they're just tired. They think they're just busy. But they're not tired. They're undisciplined in the first moments of the day. They're not busy. They're unintentional. And they're not powerless. They just give their power away before breakfast. Look at your life, not the big dreams, not the goals on paper. Look at your habits, because your habits are your real identity. And your first habit every single day is how you wake up. Do you wake up like someone who is in control, or like someone who is already late to their own life? Because the morning is not just a time of day. It's a statement. It's you saying, "This is who I am." It's you deciding, "Today I lead," or "Today follow." Most people don't decide. They drift. They let the current take them. They let their phone take them. They let their emotions take them. And drifting feels easy, but it always ends in the same place. Behind in goals, behind in confidence, behind in life. Because when you don't choose your morning chooses your limits. And limits, once accepted, become invisible prisons. You start saying things like, "This is just how I am. This is just my personality. This is just my life." But it's not who you are. It's how you start. And how you start decides how far you go. Every powerful life you admire, every strong person you respect, every disciplined mind you wish you had was built in the same place, the first hour of the day. Not in comfort, not in motivation, but in quiet decisions made when no one is watching. So ask yourself, what do you really do in the first minutes after you wake up? Do you take control, or do you give it away? Because the morning never lies. It shows you exactly who is in charge of your life. And now, let's look at what most people actually do when the alarm goes off, and how they lose the day before it even starts. Think about how most mornings look. The alarm goes off, you hit snooze, again and again. Before your feet touch the floor, your phone already owns you. Messages, news, you haven't even woken up, but you're already reacting. That's how control is lost. You rush, you skip, you carry stress into the day, and later you wonder why you feel unfocused, unmotivated. It didn't start at noon, it started in the morning. You tell yourself, "I'll fix it later. I'll get serious tonight. I'll start tomorrow." But every morning you delay, you train your brain to escape. You teach yourself that comfort comes first. And comfort feels good, but it costs you control. Because when you start the day in reaction mode, you stay in reaction mode. You answer instead of deciding. You follow instead of leading. You don't run your day. Your day runs you. And the scariest part is, you start thinking that's normal. You start believing that stress is just life, that chaos is just reality. But it's not life. It's a pattern of giving your power away in the first moments of the day. And once you give away your power in the morning, it's hard to get it back at night. So if losing the morning means losing control, what does winning the morning really mean? It doesn't mean perfection. It doesn't mean energy. It doesn't mean motivation. It means responsibility. It means you stop blaming the world and start leading yourself. Because every morning you wake up, you're handed something priceless, a blank page. And most people let the world write on it first. They let fear write on it. They let distraction write on it. By the time they try to take control, the page is already full of noise. So they spend the rest of the day reacting, erasing, fixing, catching up. But winners don't fix the day. They design it. They don't wait to feel ready. They don't wait to feel inspired. They act before emotion shows up because they know something most people forget. Your feelings follow your actions, not the other way around. If you start the day in weakness, your mind stays weak. If you start the day in comfort, your discipline stays asleep. But if you start the day with control, your whole life starts to shift. Not overnight, not magically, but consistently. Because mornings are not about time. They're about identity. They show you who's really in charge. So the question is no longer, why is my life so hard? The real question becomes, how am I choosing to start it? And once you understand that, you stop asking how to survive the day, and you start asking how to own it. Because winning the morning isn't about waking up early. It's about waking up on purpose. Winners don't check their phones first. They check their mindset. They move their body. They clear their head. They set direction. Even 10 minutes of control changes everything. Because discipline in the morning creates freedom later. You don't need a perfect routine. You need a non-negotiable one. Non-negotiable means you do it when you're tired. You do it when you're lazy. You do it when you don't feel like it. Because your future doesn't care about your mood. Your future only responds to your actions. Every morning you keep your word to yourself. You build trust. And when you trust yourself, you stop hesitating. You stop doubting. You stop waiting. You move like someone who knows where they're going. That's how winners are built. Not in big moments, not on perfect days, but in small mornings done the right way.